guys, I'm going to put it out there. Washing your ass with a hose.
Feels
quite
nice.
Good. It feels quite good, I'm not going to lie.
She woke up and this creepy guy was tickling her feet. No, babe. Don't get me an ugly ring.
Why shut to me?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Liam and Millie podcast. This is our Thursday episode. So if you've come from our Tuesday episode, you will know that we are in the Maldives, still here now. And today's ep, we are discussing your best or worst couples holiday. Now, I want to know if you think we've had what our worst couples holiday is.
This has been one of the very, very good ones.
This is probably our best, and we've
best.
just discussed that in our Tuesday's episode, so we don't really need to talk about that again.
We don't. But, funnily enough, our first ever holiday was actually the Maldives as well, wasn't it?
It was,
Back
yeah.
in 2021. Well, we went for New Year's 2021.
Which you booked for my birthday.
Yeah, our first holiday together after meeting each other. First holiday after Love Island. Mm-hmm. And it was a bit of a disaster to start with.
Yeah, I think
so. It was our first and probably our worst, but best at the same time.
Quite common, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
But, yeah, best and worst at the same time because we loved going away together. Some people might think, oh, well, you were on holiday when you met, so people might class that as our first.
We were in Mallorca when we first met on holiday, but that was Love Island. I wouldn't say it was
holiday. It was a holiday, but it was.
We were in the sun, but
also on a TV
it was
show.
Tough. A lot of bickers and fire pit moments,
yeah,
awkward moments. So yeah, it wasn't as fun as people think, and it was fun. But anyway, our first holiday, we went to Dubai and the Maldives, and during this time, COVID was still sort of lingering around. And whenever at that point, when you land in Dubai, you had to do another COVID test.
But you're missing the beginning of it all. So at that point, to even go away, you had to make sure and provide a positive, definitely not, a negative COVID test to like the forms and when you check in to the airport, didn't you? And I remember it was around Christmas time and we were really worried. Oh God, like we hope we don't catch COVID now over Christmas because if we do, we won't be able to go on this holiday that Liam spent loads of money on. He bought it for my birthday, which was at the beginning of December, surprised it for me and was like, look, we're going away in 3 weeks. And I was like, wow, what did you do that I told you not to do?
I hadn't seen my friends in months, so I went to meet my friends.
Months?
I went to meet my friends over like...
What? Don't lie. You had not seen your friends in months.
It was like Black Friday before Christmas. So I went out with them for a couple of beers, and that was it. I was home early. I wore a mask all night.
No. You went out in like Cardiff around loads of people.
I didn't go Cardiff. I was in Merthyr.
Was you?
Yeah.
What, in the pub though?
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't on the roof of the pub. I was obviously in the pub with them.
I think I purposely missed my friends' gathering because I was like...
Anyway, we could have caught it from anywhere. But I didn't even have COVID. So what happened? We went to Dubai, and then when we landed, you had to do a COVID test. Went straight down the beach, having a few beers, and you have to wait then for a text to come through whether you're negative or positive. And I was like, well, I feel absolutely fine. Millie feels fine, so obviously we're going to be negative. Millie gets a text saying she's negative, and I got a text come through saying you're presumptive.
We'd never heard of anyone ever get that result before.
No.
But yours wasn't clear enough to say you were negative,
Yeah.
but it wasn't highly positive.
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of them ones where it wasn't negative, it wasn't positive, they couldn't see what it was. So when you have that test, you have to quarantine for 3 days, didn't we?
Yeah, because what was it? If you were fully positive, you had to do it for 10 days, but because you was maybe not, which is unfair in itself, you had to stay in for 3 days.
We had to stay in for 3 days. So I had the text, I was like, right, do I f it off and ignore it? But obviously in Dubai, we thought, right, do you want to...
It's really strict.
Really strict. So we told the hotel, and they contacted the government or whatever, and then we had to stay in the room for 3 days.
Which, bearing in mind as well, that was our whole holiday in Dubai.
Yeah, we only went for 3 nights, and then we were going to go to the Maldives. We had to stay in the hotel, in the room. We couldn't even leave the room. Stay there for 3 days. The hotel was delivering food, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We had we spent loads of money to go and watch the New Year's Eve firework display. We had to watch that from our balcony.
They had the cheek, the hotel, to be like, we were like, right, well, obviously we can't go to this New Year's Eve party, but we've paid for the package, which was literally like £500.
The New Year's Eve party was in the hotel, by the way.
Yeah, it was in the hotel, and they were putting on a fireworks show, whatever it was. And we paid £500. I said, well, I've paid for it all now. So but we can't attend. So what do we do? And they were like, well, you can still have unlimited drinks up in your room and you can watch the fireworks from your balcony. And they didn't give me a refund.
Didn't give her a refund. The food was rubbish. And did we get drinks? We had like 2 glasses of champagne because they had to bring it back and forth to us. It took ages.
And do you remember as well, like the waiter they would scurry off like so far away from us. They would drop it up at our door and be waiting on the other side of the bloody corridor and be like this. Yeah, like that, because they were scared.
We're going to give them something. But every morning I was waking up thinking, right, this is the morning I'm going to start feeling ill. I'm going to feel like I got COVID.
Oh, right.
Every morning I was waking up absolutely fine. So I was like, what the f***? There's nothing wrong with me. So I was like so frustrated. It would have been more like, I could have taken more on the chin if I actually had COVID, but I knew I didn't have it. So day 3 then, you could finally take another test. We had to pay for another test, by the way. And then next morning, it came back negative. So we had to pay another night in the hotel. And then our flight then was in like the evening, going to the Maldives. So we had like a full day then in Dubai. So like, right, let's go. Let's book the dunes, like the buggy, the quads, sorry. And then we did like the snowboarding thing, or sandboarding.
We had quite a good day then on that last day. And we took it too far because we got excited. We'd been in the room for 3 days over New Year's Eve as well. Couldn't even celebrate properly, whatever. So we were like, right, drinking all day today, didn't we?
And then our flight was at 2 a.m. We didn't get in till like 11:30, 12. So we like tried having a sleep.
Hadn't packed.
We
was
got in.
Pissed out of our heads.
Yeah, so we managed to have an hour sleep, which is dangerous. So we kept for an hour, woke up, felt horrendous.
Both were throwing up.
Both felt horrendous. Packed quickly, went downstairs. Our transfer, the one which we had booked, his car broke down. So then we were waiting. It was like super late trying to get a taxi.
But I was also asleep in the reception.
Yeah, down the lobby.
I'm
Millie
like
left.
this.
Yeah, she left everything to me, mouth wide open, catching flies. I had to sort it out while I was busting headache, still drunk, trying to sort it out. And then we were arguing like cat and dog then, going to the airport.
No, because I was asleep until we got to the airport. But then I think you'd managed to sober up because all this drama had happened. But I'd been asleep. Like you were like dealing with the broken down cab driver, ordering us another one, panicking, thinking, are we going to miss this flight whilst I'm asleep? Got to the airport and you were like fuming with me. And I'm like pissed.
I wasn't fuming with you. Were you just like being useless in the airport?
And because then
slow and
I
then
was
chucking things around because she's angry, which I hate she does that.
No, I was drunk. So I was like really laughing and you were like, didn't like it that I was like laughing at you because you were so pissed off.
Yeah, because you did absolutely nothing, useless. And then we were bickering, arguing, and then Millie was vlogging at the time as well. And we were in the airport and she was on a Big Mac, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
She was like, oh, I'm going to try a Big Mac, a Dubai Big Mac. I'm like, she's like, oh, but I'm going to show you how it looks like. And I'm like, Mill, people know what it looks like. And then you're like, shut the f*** up. And
It was like, nobody wants to see you eat a Big Mac. That is like boring.
No, I
didn't. And I was like, well, this is the whole point of vlogging. Like, people might not know what the Big Mac
At that point,
looks.
I didn't understand vlogging. But
So
whatever. Dubai was a disaster. It was a disaster.
It was a disaster.
But then we caught a flight to the Maldives, still really hungover, in a seaplane, sweaty, feeling horrible. But we arrived on the island and it was a wonderful trip. It started off bad, the holiday started bad, and then it finished on a high. We had a great time. Maldives was beautiful, and that's what made us want to come back. So first holiday ever was probably one of our worst, and the holiday we're on now has probably been one of our best. And I think that leads us nicely on to our question of the week, your worst or best couples holidays ever. And as always, we got some great answers off our lovely listeners. So we're going to start them off with Taya. First holiday with an ex. He came home after 3 days and said he didn't love me anymore. Oh, that's very, very sad. Taya, I'm sorry to hear that. But maybe
savage.
The holiday meal, it made him realise that his love for you was no more.
And probably a blessing.
Yeah, maybe you needed that holiday to realise that he didn't
Waste
love you
of
no
money, though.
Well, you may have had a nice time.
I'd be...
Well, I'm assuming if he came home and said he didn't love you anymore, that was a good holiday.
but he came home after 3 days.
Oh, after 3 days? Shit, yeah, bad holiday. Bad holiday.
Right. Dolores.
It's a nice name.
That's a cute name. We went to Prague and my husband's tooth fell out. I kept laughing and he didn't talk for 3 days.
That is giving hangover.
Yeah, I knew you was going to say
Hangover
that.
one when he pulls his tooth out.
What would you do? Go to the dentist out there?
No, it'll just cost you a fortune, and like they probably not gonna.
Cost you a fortune.
Yeah, probably not gonna have a dentist. You just have to just firm it for a few days.
Oh my God, and be toothless.
Yeah. Dolores. Right, next up, Ryan. I was escorted off the plane in Jamaica because my vibrator was going off in my bag. Ryan's obviously got...
I was escorted off the plane.
Surely you shouldn't have had on your hand luggage. Should be in the case. Because when they think it's like a weapon or something in your hand luggage.
A weapon?
Not a weapon, but like... Well, it depends how big it is. But if they're going to see it in his bag and they're going to have to remove it and not a bit embarrassing, you've got a big vibrating dildo in your hand luggage. What are you trying to do on the plane or something? Adelaide, we both needed Adelaide, we both needed a poo so bad I took too long on the loo, so my boyfriend had to go in the bidet. Or the bidet. What was it? Is it bidet?
Bidet.
The bidet is the other thing where you wash your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually like a bidet. So out here, they don't really use tissue too much. They have like that hose thing you wash your ass. And guys, I'm going to put it out there. Washing your ass with a hose.
Feels
quite
nice.
Good. It feels quite good, I'm not going to lie. It does feel quite good. Go on, you read the next one, Bruce.
Bruce, me and my girlfriend were on a 3-day boat tour in the Philippines and were staying in beach huts each night. We got really drunk one night and went to sleep, but in the middle of the night, I got up to get a drink from outside of the hut. I crept back into the hut and got into bed. Suddenly, I hear, Bruce, what the f*** are you doing in my bed? I'd accidentally climbed into this random girl's bed who I'd met that day.
Oh, no. How do you explain that one?
Oh, that kind of leads me on to a funny story. My sister went on a holiday to the Philippines and she stayed in hostels though. And she woke up and this creepy guy was tickling her feet. And like she like woke up and like looked down and he's like on the other bed, like literally like stroking her feet. And she was like,
Yeah, weird.
how f***ing weird is
Stroking
that?
the sound of toe.
Yeah, the sound, yeah, literally.
Who told me a story the other day that when they went, they were staying in a hostel when they went traveling, and they shit the bed, and then in the middle of the night, he realized he had barley belly, so he shit the bed, and he got up and left and packed his stuff and left in like early hours in the morning. Who told me that
And
story?
left the shit in the
He
bed?
left the shit in the bed.
That's
Or he
disgusting.
pissed the bed or something. Pissed the bed, and he like woke up and packed his stuff and left.
Whoever that is a scumbag.
Jeff was conned. Sorry, I just spat on my spat on my mic. Jeff, I was conned into a night of partying with an older couple. Turned out they was swapsies. Swapsies are like swingers, is it?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Jeff, baby.
God,
Should've
I
made it-
asked you if you would do that the other day and you said absolutely not.
If I was single, I wouldn't do it with my partner. I wouldn't want another man,
right.
having sex with you. No way.
No way.
Single, straight there.
Would you?
Well, not with a guy, obviously, but with a female, I'd be in there. Liv went to Amsterdam for his birthday and tried shrooms. His face morphed into a hamster and I couldn't look at him for hours till he wore off. I can imagine that happening. I went to Amsterdam years and years ago when I was young and did mushrooms, and it was like one of the most crazy experiences ever. I actually stayed in the room and it was like the best 8 hours of my life. I just watched films all day.
Oh my God.
It was really good. Jess thought he was going to propose, but he was kneeling down to pet a hedgehog. No, there we are.
That's a load of shit.
That's a load of shit. Why do you, like...
Babe, pet a hedgehog. Why would you pet a hedgehog? They literally have spikes all over them.
Jess, Millie is saying you're a liar.
I think that's a made up story.
Jess is a liar.
That's probably my sister. Just making up weird shit.
And speaking of proposing, all I've had all week is...
Oh my God,
Is this going to be a proposal?
I thought you was about to say that then. I thought you was going to speak of proposing.
No. People
propose.
all week have been saying to me, like, why haven't you proposed yet? Comment on our stuff. Like,
Saying, he's proposed to me already, and we're like keeping it back and like keeping it secret and waiting for the perfect moment. Like they're literally saying that they're waiting for us to announce like the proposal. Like, does it look like there's a ring on that finger?
And one girl said yesterday, not being funny, like if you don't propose soon, she should get rid of you. Like she deserves more than that. I'm like, shut up, idiots.
You're literally 25. I'm 28.
Concentrate on your own life. Concentrate on getting married yourself, because obviously you got issues.
Liam. So now we're going to play a game of Would You Rather Holiday Edition. First up, we have be proposed to in the airport Weatherspoons,
Okay.
or be proposed to with a really ugly ring that you cannot change.
Right. I think I know a Millie. But you cannot change.
You can't change the ugly ring.
Right. Okay. Millie would.
Yeah, what do you think I would rather?
I think you get proposed to in a Weatherspoons airport with a nice ring.
Weatherspoons airport.
Would you agree? What would you rather?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, obviously.
You'd rather a nice ring and a shitty.
No,
environment.
babe. I don't get me an ugly ring.
Why shut to me?
Because
You'd rather a nice ring in a shitty airport, in a shitty Weatherspoons.
100%.
Okay, nice. Next up.
You better get me a nice ring.
Yeah, I will. I know exactly the ring you want. It's like a little rectangle diamond thing.
Little.
Well, yeah.
Think again, mate.
A big rectangle diamond on a gold ring.
On a gold ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you rather have unlimited holidays to the same place forever, or only be able to go on holiday once every 2 years?
I'm going to go with unlimited holidays to the same place forever, providing I love that place.
Yeah. And what place would you choose?
Maybe like Ibiza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Ibiza got a mixture of everything.
I'd probably choose Maldives. I actually said this is my favourite holiday ever.
Yeah, but there's not enough going on here. It means like you're,
Okay.
you're stuck on the island.
I didn't ask you.
That's yours.
That's mine, yeah.
That's yours.
Would you rather let your partner go on holiday with their celeb free pass, or never go on holiday with your partner ever again?
Ooh, are you really going to let me go on holiday with J-Lo?
No.
Start twitching the finger again now.
You are not going on holiday with your celeb free pass. Like, absolutely not. I'd rather never go on holiday. Oh, it doesn't mean I can't go on holiday with my mates. It just means I can't ever go on holiday with you.
That's fine. We can stay in the UK and go like Cornwall and stuff.
Yeah, I'll go Cornwall with you and I'll go Ibiza with all my mates.
Yeah, okay. Oh, damn it. I can't go away with J-Lo.
Would you let me go on holiday with Justin Bieber or Theo James?
No. Well, what does you two? No. Because you'd probably fall in love with him.
I already am. Would you rather bring your parents on every holiday with you, or every time you go on holiday, you can have no physical contact?
Well, I think physical contact's been a big part of our holiday, especially this one. So I would... Well, we have to bring our parents on every holiday.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Yeah, sound. I bring my parents on every holiday.
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't mean we've got to like sleep in the same room as them or like do everything every day with them. Last one. Would you rather, whenever you fly, have to sing "We're all going on a summer holiday" in front of everyone on the plane, or have to high five everyone you talk to on holiday? High five.
High five. Yeah. I think it's nice, the interaction. High five. Shh. You know, I smile at everyone, I speak to everyone, so a cheeky high five in there would be fine as well.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Like,
Yeah, that's cute.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm high-fiving all the staff
Hey.
anyway. All the Maldivian people are like, yes, bro, what's going on?
So you're basically doing it anyway.
Do it anyway. So absolutely easy that one is for me.
But I thought you quite like singing. You don't want to do that?
Nah.
You love singing.
Yeah, but now in front of everyone on the plane. We're going on a summer holiday. Oh, speaking of singing, the guy who runs the trip we went on, the first trip, the excursion trip back in Mafushi, he actually went on a Maldivian island, not Maldivian Idol, which is like American Idol's version Maldives. And he's a real good singer, a real good guitar player. And one night we sat round. We had a fire going and we were all sat around and he was playing music on the guitar and singing. And I thought I'll join. He said, everyone join in. So I started singing quietly. Millie's like, stop trying to sing louder than him, draw attention to yourself. Like, I'm like, shut up. I'm just trying to sing and join in with him. And she was like, made me feel proper stupid. So I was like, I'll piss off and I'm not singing.
Made you feel proper stupid.
I was just trying to join in and say, like, why are you trying to make your voice louder than his?
It was cringe. It was cringing.
You know what it was? Because I was singing really good. She didn't like the fact I was singing really good. Did you?
Really good.
I was singing really good.
It was embarrassing me because how do you say his name? Naziko can actually sing.
He was a very good singer. I was very jealous.
And then you started singing. I was like, ooh, this is really awkward.
Yeah, you're the worst singer I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's why I didn't sing.
Fairs.
I definitely won't be singing in front of a plane.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So I will have to high five everyone.
Right. That's it for the Would You Rathers. I feel like I want to add my own one in there. Would you rather pee yourself on the plane coming over here, or when you're by the pool and there's loads of people by the pool area, you go for a poo inside and then you come out and there's shit on the back of your leg and people can see your shit running on the back of your leg, and then you get back in the pool and like it washes away then, but everyone around you is like, oh my god, she's just got shit on the back of her leg. Or would you literally rather pee yourself on the plane? Which one would you rather?
Pee.
Really?
Yeah, but then like I can't change my clothes and
They
like
piss yourself on the plane. Literally, everyone's going to stink a piss on the plane and they know it's going to
and
be
it's
like
on
from
the
you.
chair.
It's on the chair. You're going to be uncomfortable to pee.
But I'd rather like be known for peeing myself than pooing myself.
But you haven't pooed yourself. You just got poo running in the back. You've been for a poo.
That's disgusting.
And then you're having like, you just got a bit
And
on the back of your leg.
unhygienic getting in the pool then.
I know, but only like a few people might see you and then like, just done and it's washed away, whereas a plane is going to stink out for ages.
I would just wait for everyone to get off the plane and then get off.
Oh, we're on the plane mid-flight.
No.
You're on a 10-hour flight and 5 hours through, you pissed yourself. Everyone's fucking stinking of piss. You're stinking of piss.
Everyone's stinking of piss.
Everyone can smell
I'd piss
stench of
myself
piss.
on the plane.
You just pissed yourself on the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'd probably do that as well, because I got a phobia of having shit on the back of my leg. Do you know when I have shit?
got a phobia.
No, I do. Do you know when I poo in public, especially on holiday? Because I'm sweating and stuff or whatever, like, I got a phobia of like, or if I've been in the pool, my bum is wet, I've gone for a poo, I got a phobia of wet poo running the back of my bum. I do, I got a phobia, I check like 20 times in the mirror.
Nobody wants to know about your sweaty, pooey ass.
I have a phobia. Well, anyway, guys, that is it for our Thursday episode. We've loved being in the Maldives, talking about all things holiday, all things Maldives. But that draws us to the end of our Thursday episode. We're going to finish here and go and enjoy the rest of the sun before the sun goes down. But thank you all for listening. We will see you next week on Tuesday, where we'll be back in the UK. Probably going to be raining, which is going to be very, very sad. But that's life.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us at Liam and Millie Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And we'll see you on Tuesday.
We'll see you Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Liam and Millie is a Sony Music Entertainment production.